So it's Darcy's Corner. It's April 4th, 2023. There's still a pandemic going on. We're still having all kinds of challenges in Alberta and in Canada. And we're having a really interesting situation with our premier, who is pretty sure she knows how the law works because she decided what it was. And so that's an amazing thing to watch. If you're not into the politics in Alberta, then don't worry about it. But if you are, it does kind of make the system a bit of a joke. If it goes, if nothing happens, that means anytime you annoy the premier, she can just, if you get charged with something, she can make sure that you end up in prison for it. But if you're on her side, if you're one of her thugs, and you're committing crimes, well, as long as the premier's okay with it, then it's perfectly fine. They're not really crimes. That's a sad state of affairs. Anyway, not my main point though. Yeah, sometimes I lose my train of thought, which is always entertaining. I was thinking about my bees this year, and I do have a challenge getting them through the winter. That's true. I haven't managed to do that successfully yet. But 2 years ago, I got one colony all the way through the winter, and they died in April. And that was close enough to a success for me to say, no, I can make this work. And then last year, I didn't have very strong colonies to begin with, and there was nothing I could do to beef them up or to improve them. And so they all just, unfortunately, were weak and died in the winter. I don't know if it's because I didn't feed them enough. I think it's just because they were weak, and I sensed that from the beginning, but I could only afford to buy two that year, and then I couldn't do anything with them, and the one that I had was dead, but not almost dead, and I was trying to keep it alive, and it was a real struggle without enough bee resources to beef up your apiary. You have to be able to fill in the weak spots, but you have to have some strong characters, on your team to fill in the weak spots with. That's anyway. In the years when I try with lots of hives, I usually get really good results. Actually, it's just lots of hives is expensive, but if I have 4 to 6 colonies to start with, I can make magic happen once it starts rolling, and then I can see things before they happen, kind of, and I can make queens and I can make nukes, and every time I make a new colony, and I get that thing through the winter, which is the real hiccup and the problem of my situation. But once I get them through the winter, that's worth $300 in the spring when I sell it. Okay, so as long as I can get, I'm thinking 40 or 50 colonies total through the winter. This year I'm going to do 12, but eventually I'm going to get up to 50, right? And then I'm producing 100 colonies that I could potentially sell every spring. So potentially I have an extra $30,000 in colonies. Either I have the money, or I just breed more bees, and at that point in time I'll be getting enough honey that I'll be making money off of that. So then it'll just grow from there. That's my goal. That's not an unreasonable goal. I'm going to start off with 6 colonies this spring, and within a month, maybe a month and a half, I'll be closer to 12 colonies or more. Okay, because once they're on a roll, they want to grow. And you just have to provide the conditions that encourage that. And if you do that enough, you just go back and you'll double check. You go, okay, this hive has 3 frames of brood in it. Leave it alone. Don't do nothing. This one over here has 7. That one over there has 6. That one over there has 8. And oh look, this one here has some queen cells. So you go with the one with the queen cells, and you take the queen cells out, and you go to all the other ones that have 5, there's 8 and 7, and you just start pulling out frames and mixing them together until you have 3 at least that can go on a nuke box along with some empty frames. And then you just do that again. Every time you do that, you just put $250 in your pocket, okay? So all you're doing is farming colonies. That's what I'm doing. That's the part that's fun. That's the part that I enjoy. And it seems to be the part that's worth the most amount of money for the least amount of work. So, go with your strengths. That's what I want to do to produce an income for myself. I can't quite live off $30,000 a year, but it's not a bad start. I could do that plus another job, and Darcy's set up for her retirement. Then I just gotta keep growing the bees. Anyway, that's Darcy's Corner. I'm all excited about bees. That's my master plan. And wish me luck, because I still don't have a job yet, but there's a good chance I'll get one tomorrow, so one never knows. Anyway, Darcy's Corner. Peace.